As America debates walls, visas, and border security, an uncomfortable truth remains hidden. Not all immigrants are treated the same. While headlines rage over crackdowns and deportation, certain groups quietly pass under the radar, not because they're undocumented less often, but because they're too valuable to remove. They fill vital roles in healthcare, tech, education, and family support. They hold diplomatic weight, contribute culturally, and most importantly, they make the U.S. function behind the scenes. In the year 2025, these 10 Asian countries have reached a level of quiet immunity, not through lobbying or luck, but because America simply can't afford to deport them. Nepal, the invisible lifeline. Nepal doesn't make immigration headlines. There are no fiery debates, no political talking points. But look closely, and you'll find tens of thousands of Nepalis working across America, in hospitals, nursing homes, hotels, and long-term care centers. Most arrived legally, often on temporary visas. Some overstayed, yes, but their integration into the American economy has been near seamless. They're indispensable in elderly care, a sector already overwhelmed by staffing shortages. Here's the twist. Nepalis have among the lowest rates of crime and public disturbance among immigrant populations. They don't seek attention. They don't demand the spotlight. They just show up, work hard, and keep society running. Border Patrol doesn't talk about Nepal. Politicians don't score points by targeting Nepali immigrants. Why? Because calling them out would mean admitting how fragile these systems really are without them. Malaysia. Small numbers, big value. Malaysia isn't a major source of mass migration to the U.S., but that's exactly why its nationals avoid the harsh spotlight. They arrive with education, tech skills, or as researchers and professionals. Most Malaysian immigrants are students or H-1B holders. They excel in STEM fields and transition into high-value roles, software engineering, biotechnology, and research. Unlike immigration stories that dominate headlines, Malaysians don't arrive in droves, and they don't overstay in disruptive numbers. They're low risk, high impact, and politically invisible. Even more important, Malaysia is a key geopolitical ally, a moderate Muslim-majority country seen as a U.S. friend in a region surrounded by instability. Deporting its citizens en masse? That's not just impractical, it's diplomatically foolish. South Korea isn't just another country. It's one of America's most trusted partners. Economically, militarily, and culturally, it has deep roots in the U.S. system. Over 200,000 South Koreans live in America, many on long-term work, education, or family-based visas. They own dry cleaners, operate tech startups, and teach language and culture in major cities from LA to Atlanta. But South Korea's role goes beyond civilian life. It's home to tens of thousands of U.S. troops, and its capital, Seoul, is a major military base. To deport its citizens in bulk would trigger diplomatic tremors the U.S. can't afford. Add in the global popularity of K-pop Korean cinema and brands like Samsung, and you have a community that is admired, not feared. South Koreans don't represent a risk. They represent soft power, innovation, and trust. You don't often hear about Bangladeshi immigrants. But without them, cities like New York, Jersey City, and Detroit would look very different. There are over 300,000 Bangladeshis in the U.S. working in delivery services, construction, ride-sharing, warehousing, and small shops. They form the invisible infrastructure of the urban economy. Many arrived legally through family-based visas or asylum claims, but even those without full legal status are rarely the focus of deportation raids. Why? Because deporting them would create instant, visible labor shortages. Bangladesh doesn't cause political noise in Washington. No sanctions, no war, no diplomatic tension. That neutrality gives its nationals a protective buffer. Quiet, steady, and essential. Thailand may be famous for beaches, temples, and cuisine, but in the U.S., its citizens are better known for building real, lasting contributions. Fewer than 300,000 Thai immigrants live in the U.S., but they are deeply embedded in specific sectors: wellness, hospitality, personal care, and culinary arts. Thai massage clinics, nail salons, and restaurants form entire ecosystems in neighborhoods from California to Florida. Many Thai immigrants came through marriage visas, family reunification, or employment programs. They keep a low profile, no crime waves, no media frenzies. Politically, Thailand is a stable, trusted U.S. partner. There's no reason, economically or diplomatically, for Washington to stir trouble. Indonesia is the world's fourth largest country, but in the U.S., the world's fourth largest country, but in the U.S., its immigrant population is small, tight-knit, and crucially, strategically valuable. Many Indonesians in the U.S. are students, religious workers, or skilled employees. A significant portion are Christians who were granted asylum, forming strong communities in cities like Los Angeles and Philadelphia. But behind the visas lies something bigger. Indonesia is a core part of America's Indo-Pacific geopolitical strategy. It's the largest Muslim-majority democracy, a bulwark against extremism, and a key player in countering China's influence. Immigrants from Indonesia blend in quietly, avoid legal trouble, and rarely overstay. Deporting them would send the wrong message to a vital regional partner. #4, Japan. The elite ally with nearly 500,000 nationals living in the U.S., Japan enjoys a unique status. Its citizens are students, engineers, educators, and corporate professionals. Japanese immigrants aren't involved in border issues or crime stories. They work in finance, research, and higher education. Their presence is respected and protected. America and Japan share a visa waiver agreement, making travel easier and reducing suspicion. Their cultural exports, anime, architecture, design, are celebrated, not feared. Japan's trust with the U.S. is nearly unshakable. Deporting Japanese citizens would damage not only relations but mutual prestige. #3, Vietnam. From war to integration, from bitter enemies to strong partners, the U.S. and Vietnam have built a relationship rooted in resilience. Over 1 million people of Vietnamese descent live in the U.S., most descended from post-war refugees who built communities from the ground up. Today, Vietnamese Americans are among the top performers in education and income. They run tech startups, medical clinics, law offices, and restaurants. Vietnam is now a rising economic partner for the U.S. and a strategic hedge against Chinese power in Southeast Asia. Deporting its nationals would undo decades of progress and risk alienating a loyal, politically active community. #2, Philippines. America's healthcare engine, few communities are as deeply woven into the American experience as Filipinos. Over 4 million Filipino Americans call the U.S. home, and they are the beating heart of the healthcare system. About 1 in 5 foreign-born nurses is Filipino. During the COVID-19 crisis, thousands served and many died on the front lines. Their sacrifice is not forgotten. But beyond healthcare, Filipinos integrate seamlessly, thanks to shared language, military ties, and a colonial history that's left deep cultural bridges. They come legally, overstay less than most, and maintain low deportation rates. They build churches, schools, and families. Politically, they are too embedded and too necessary to ever be mass deported. The powerhouse of the future, no Asian nation commands more influence in U.S. immigration, technology, and policy than India. Over 4.5 million Indian Americans live across the country, thriving in medicine, academia, and above all, technology. More than 70% of H-1B visas go to Indian nationals. That means they power Silicon Valley, Wall Street, fintech, and research labs. From CEOs of Google and Microsoft to founders of unicorn startups, Indian talent drives innovation. But there's more. Indian Americans are now a critical voting bloc, educated, affluent, and politically engaged. Both Republicans and Democrats chase their support. No administration wants to alienate them. And geopolitically, India is a nuclear power, a growing superpower, and a key U.S. ally against Chinese aggression. Deporting Indian nationals would be like cutting America off from its own future. Final word. In 2025, deportation isn't just about documents. It's about diplomacy, economics, workforce necessity, and political strategy. These 10 countries don't escape deportation by chance. Their citizens work where it matters most, maintain strong diplomatic ties, and blend cultural influence with practical necessity. They are the silent support beams of America's present and its future.